Hey everyone, this is Diana, aka Pip Raider, like Tomb Raider, but with pips. Anyways, welcome back to the channel. I read the other day how everyone's a day trader now. People were stuck at home during quarantine, suddenly they started day trading. Only on closer inspection, they didn't really start day trading. Instead, they're just gambling because most have no clue what they're doing. And let's face it, that's how we all started. We've all been there. There's a much better way, much safer way to start day trading, especially if you've caught the trading bug and you're eager to learn how or even if you can make this work for you. And it doesn't work for everyone. So let's talk about how much money do you really need to start day trading. I'll start by saying that this video has two sections. First one addressing sheer beginners, people who have only started trading a few months ago. The second section will be geared towards slightly more experienced traders, those who already feel they've spent a couple of years learning and they've had a bit of experience and now they feel ready to take the next step, to put some real money into it, or to find ways to access some funding in case of a common problem: lack of seed capital. Beginners. How much money for day trading? Zero. If you've just started trading, you should be nowhere near a live account. Not until you've read a lot, practiced a lot, tried a lot of strategies, learned about order types, learned about all the candlestick patterns and price action and possibly order flow. Only then should you get involved with any sort of live trading. Until you know this, please don't throw your money away. You're not ready. Day trading is a performance discipline. I know it doesn't look that way because seemingly the only athletic ability that people think you need is your hand clicking a mouse button. And I'm sure a lot of guys out there are now thinking, whoa, hey, my hand has had a lot of practice. But when you break it down, day trading is about the speed of processing new information coming in, both into your markets and into your head, and then being able to take all of that to formulate a trading idea. And all of that within the context of the chart location, under enormous amounts of pressure. Live trading and money in general tends to be an emotional thing for a lot of people. Many equate their self-worth by how well they're getting paid for whatever they're doing. Not everyone, obviously, but it's a huge source of self-perception, and that's fine. We live in a very material world. But day trading with real money as a novice is exactly the same as you starting to play a little bit of basketball with your friends and then deciding to try out for NBA in 2 months' time. Of course, it's not going to happen. You don't have the strategy, you don't have tactics to play the NBA game professionally. You don't have the experience, you don't have the mindset necessary to suddenly become this mind-blowing NBA player in a few weeks. So why do people start thinking they can start day trading with very little practice, no confidence in any strategies or setups, no idea of what an appropriate strategy is? If you're buying into that whole trend is your friend, and yet the price has shot up a bazillion% on the day, and now you're looking to buy, you're buying the top. What a great way to blow an account. When you start day trading, you're up against people who have been trading professionally for many, many years. We know all the tricks. We have vast amounts of skill and experience. And there you are, just starting out, expecting you'll suddenly make money in an environment so foreign to most individuals. An environment where everything is the exact opposite to whatever you've been taught in your life. Like, working more hours does not equate to more money. In fact, the longer you stare at the charts, the more likely you are to start imagining things, especially if you don't know what you're looking for. This is an environment where, in order to make money, you actually don't need to be right more than about 37-40% of the time if you know how our multiples work. It's an environment of uncertainty where the only thing you can really control is yourself, something that most people are notoriously bad at. So please do yourself a favor. If you really want to acquire the skill of becoming a consistently profitable trader someday, use the demo accounts to learn. Try things out. Blow some demo cash. But use Kolb's experiential learning cycle with each and every trade that you do. Learn about the markets, revise the trades that you've done, learn about your own behavior. To really become good at something, you gotta get obsessed. Trading is not something that you sort of do. Until you learn how to do it properly, it will consume you completely. You gotta get infected by it to really get the bug. To look at it as this puzzle that's just constantly calling you that it needs solving. So for sheer beginners, practice day trading on demo accounts, and when or if you decide that this is something that you want to keep doing, maybe after a few months, start small. Now when I say small, I mean $5,000. That is a small account. See how that goes. If you don't have that kind of cash, or it's the kind of money that you cannot afford to lose, then just do demo trading. The object of day trading for a beginner is not to start making money, but instead, as one of my traders says, to live to die another day. Now, as a brand new trader, don't expect to be making money. Learning to trade and making a profit, it's not the same thing. So rather than expecting that you'll be making a living out of your first trading account, treat the 5K as an investment into your trading education. Just like when you go to college, you kind of spend 2 to 4 years learning a set of skills that will later enable you to make money. Day trading is no different. I don't know why people don't see that. New traders should not be focusing on making money once they go live. Instead, the focus is not to lose too much for that first year. It is much harder to be a successful day trader than you think it is. Let me know how you're liking the video so far. If you are finding it useful, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. And also, if you know someone who has started day trading suddenly during the lockdowns, please show them this video. Day trading is not gambling. Well, I mean, it is gambling if you have no idea what you're doing. And this is why I'm making these. I've had so many people that I know from different walks of life who recently got in touch with me saying, hey, I've started day trading. I know that's what you do. It's way too soon. Way too soon. Because if you blow a real account with a significant amount of money, you cannot blame anyone else, because whatever you want to believe up in your head, it's not about the big bad bankers being against you, and it's not COVID-19 fault, and it's not that,
oh, I don't have enough money, therefore I can't trade like institutional traders do.
Oh, it's Bill Gates' fault.
No. The only person you can blame for bad trading performance is yourself. Your lack of skill, your lack of experience, your lack of knowledge. And once you realize that, you'll actually find a huge relief, since you're the one to blame. This is something that you can control and something that you can change. You can learn more, you can review your trades, do better. See which times of day worked best for you, see which times of day sucked for you. Then begin to exclude the bad performance statistically, and then start looking for patterns in your own performance. And keep doing this over and over. When with enough practice, with enough experience, you will eventually start to become more selective with the types of entries you take and what you want to see happening on the chart. Once you get to that point, this is where we get into the second part of this video, intermediate traders. So how much money does an intermediate trader need to start day trading? Now, this will depend on your own goals. Are you looking to make day trading into a full-time career? Or perhaps you're looking for it to become a second, third, fourth source of income? So first thing I would say, if you plan to only ever trade your own money, please don't neglect having enough savings. Make sure you have 1 to 2 years of comfortable savings that can cover all of your living expenses. Reason why is that when you start trading live, there are certain steps and further development that your brain has to go through before you're able to live from day trading. And even then, I always say this, have multiple sources of income. Develop other businesses, do something else. Having multiple streams of income it's always easier to become wealthy quicker than just doing it with one thing. And frankly, if you're doing trading the right way, you'll have enough time to develop other sources of income. Why have one when you can have 2, 3, 4, 5? Much easier to get wealthy that way. Try to monetize every single skill you have. If you're good at photography, sign up for iStock Photo and upload your work for others to license, for example. Easy source of income that requires little to no extra work if you already enjoy taking photos. If you're a musician, there are plenty of sites where you can upload jingles and songs to be used by content creators, for example, YouTubers. If you're an artist who can paint really well, create some instructional videos, put them up on Udemy or Skillshare. Create a coffee table book of your art. Create t-shirts with your designs. Why not? Being a full-time trader does not mean being glued to the charts 12 hours a day. Quite the opposite. But let's get back to the startup capital issue. So intermediate traders, it's probably best to start with a Forex account, something like Oanda. Again, I say start small, start with about 4 or 5K and see how you get on. Don't put more money in until you've proven to yourself that you can manage risk correctly under stressful live trading conditions and that you can translate those strategies you've been doing on a demo into similar live trading results. If you're looking at starting in futures, 4,000 to 5,000 is really not enough to trade futures. It takes a lot more upfront capital. And if you don't start with enough capital, then you'll be bailing out of positions early because you won't be able to stomach what's happening. You'll be affected by seeing the loss that is actually quite a huge chunk of your account. And honestly, losses are a part of a trader's life. You know, you have to be okay with that. Because in a regular business, you have expenses. You have cost of sales. Well, cost of sales in your day trading is the lost trades. They're nothing more, nothing less. If you know what you're doing, if you place a position and you're wrong, you've just paid some money for some extra information. Some people ask me about starting on micro futures, and it might be an option, but I would probably wait until CME hires some more market makers for micros. From what I've seen, maybe you can swing trade them, but I really don't think there's enough movement for day trading. There's not enough liquidity. You would have to make quite a lot of ticks just to cover the commissions. If you're outside of the USA, you have a lot more options on how to start because you can actually trade CFDs if you want to trade things like S&P 500, crude oil, gold. CFDs, they're like futures, but they're without the physical delivery. And they're not as centralized, obviously, but comparatively, they require a minuscule margin. So you can control the risk on a smaller account however you need to. So it's always a good way to start trading very liquid products. Many prop traders are only crude oil traders. When you trade crude oil, you don't need anything else. Now, if you're ready to jump into trading E-minis and full contract futures, bare minimum is $30,000. Bare minimum. Better if you have 50,000. Because on 30K, if you run into a string of losses, you cannot go less than one contract size. You will find yourself skimping on stop losses or taking trades early that are still a negative risk reward because you don't want to see a winner turn into a loser, or it simply hurts to see the account balance fluctuate so much. Even on one contract, if you're using like a 20-tick stop loss, which is, you know, really the bare minimum stop loss for ES and, well, any liquid product really. If you lose one trade, you're looking at a $250. So on 30K, you'll be going down very fast. Now, if you are undercapitalized and you want to day trade seriously, you should consider going to a prop trading company. I think anyone even remotely serious about making day trading their income should experience the world of prop trading at some point. It gives you routine, it gives you structure, and for those who are undercapitalized, prop trading firms provide the much needed capital. They even provide risk algorithms that will cut you off if you go over your daily loss limit. And I know it sounds bad when you say, oh, somebody's going to stop you trading on the day, but actually in the long run, this is a good thing. Because if you kept trading that day when you went a bit crazy, you would do a lot of damage to your account. But in prop trading companies, quite frequently 2% per day is your daily loss limit, and then you have 5% weekly loss limit. So whenever you hit one of those, you're not supposed to, but if you do hit it, they will put you on like a little bit of a timeout for either one day or an entire week. Depends on how much you're misbehaving. Luckily, we live in a very modern world, so prop trading companies that are around today have remote positions. And this was the case even before COVID. And we're one of those. I've got a small prop trading department, which is why I'm doing all of this. I'm trying to grow it. And finding good traders is not easy. After 2 years of trying to find people, I just decided to show people how I do it. But anyways, bottom line, novice traders, don't trade until you've had a few months messing around and learning on demos. Intermediate traders looking to trade futures should set aside 30 to 50K. Start slow, see how you get on. And if you are undercapitalized, consider bumping up your skills to professional level. And that is where I can help to prepare you for that next step, especially if you are considering trying out for a prop trading job. But to clarify, for my goal mentoring, I'm not there to hold your hand as you learn what a strong zone looks like. Instead, I'm there to prepare you to move forward into the professional waters of trading with all the routine, risk parameters, and everything else that goes along with becoming a professional trader. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Click here for more trader issues. Click here for this week's strategy video. Trade safe, and I'll see you next time.